Statistics show that 71% of Americans are searching for secondary income, be it in a side hustle or a second job working for an employer. Now, that's according to a Forbes article about the 10 fastest growing side hustles in the US and in Canada. Did you catch that number? 71% of Americans. That's well over half of the people in the United States of America that are looking for a secondary income. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this, beautiful people, because this is the year for you to start your YouTube channel. And I know you because you were once like I was, where years ago you wanted to start and you even dipped your toe in the waters, but you weren't consistent, you weren't focused, you didn't have a strategy. And so ultimately you didn't follow through. Well, now is the time. If you've been thinking about it, if you started and you stopped, if you were just really trying to figure out how to earn some extra income, YouTube is a great platform for you to earn that secondary income, because most likely, if you're watching this video, you are among the 71% of Americans that are looking for more money. And it's one of the driving forces for me and my husband to not only start YouTube, but also get into TikTok Shop. We have seen so much success on TikTok Shop. In fact, we now wake up to sales notifications on our phones almost every single day. And I have been able to help other people do the same thing, and they've seen just as much success. So if you want to learn how we've done it, it's a 3 simple step strategy. And I'm telling you, it is a game changer. It is a life changer. And I've linked it in the description box below, thinkdifferentdaily.com. Check it out. And guess what? It's totally free for you. Welcome to Think Different Daily. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. On this channel, we talk about the things that most people don't when it comes to making money. And we are part of a team, a family, where we challenge ourselves to think differently, to do things that we've never done before, to step out on faith when it comes to making money and creating new streams of income. So if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of, we welcome you. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and make sure to stay tuned for the next one. So let's get back to those statistics. And I just wanted to share that with you to let you know that you are not alone. There are 71% of people who are in need of some extra cash. And YouTube is one way to make that extra cash. And I have some experience. I started YouTube a couple years ago, but I wasn't consistent. It wasn't until this year that I decided to take YouTube seriously. And I posted 40 videos consecutively in 40 days. So I've learned a thing or two, and I want to share what I've learned as I go forward. Now, one thing that is so important about YouTube and your YouTube videos is your thumbnails. That's right. Your thumbnails are a first impression. I liken them to if you've ever gone on a first date. You didn't show up to that first date looking a hot mess. And if you did, that was probably the first and the last time you saw that other person. You want to put on a good first impression when you go on a first date. So you get all, you dress to impress, you put on your nicest makeup, you do your hair, and you're expecting, if you're a woman, the guy to show up just as sharp as ever too, right? Because the first impression is a lasting impression. And that's exactly what your YouTube thumbnail is. It is a first impression. Think of it like this. When someone looks at that YouTube thumbnail, are they going to be provoked, compelled to click on it? And if the answer is no, then it's not a good thumbnail. I'll just give it to you straight up. If the answer is no, it's not a good thumbnail. But let's get into how to make thumbnails. And I will share with you how I do it. And people may do it differently, but I can only tell you what has worked for me. And I have definitely seen the responses because my thumbnail game is on point. That's what my husband always says. So I just want to pat myself on the back here a little bit because I do feel like I have really improved in that area. And I'm excited to tell you the 5 steps. It's 5 simple steps that I follow when it comes to making a really good thumbnail. So the first one is I pick a topic on what I'm going to talk about. And so that's important. You need to know what your video is about. And I actually have a video where I talk about some of the most profitable niches on YouTube. So if you need some guidance or some insights into how to get started, should you niche, should you not, I'll put that video right here so you can check it out after this one. But just choose a topic. That's the first step. Then step number 2, I go on YouTube and I search for people who have done videos already around that topic, and I study their thumbnails. I look at the videos that have lots of views and comments even, and I just look at their thumbnail and I use that for inspiration. Don't copy and paste what someone else has done, but definitely see it as inspiration. My third step is before I start filming my video, I take pictures that I can use for that YouTube thumbnail. Now, even if I haven't quite figured out the full complete design, which typically I do after I film, I know that I already have some really dynamic and animated photos that I can use of myself for that thumbnail. So I'll show you just a little clip right here of what that looks like at the beginning of my videos before I actually start talking and going through my talking points for the video. So I use the first 30 seconds to a minute of my video and I do different poses, much of what I've seen in my research from step 2. On the other side of filming the video, when I'm ready to make my thumbnail, I just take screenshots of my pictures and then I use those as part of the thumbnail. The fourth step is CANVA. CANVA is so important in this whole entire thumbnail creation. And if you don't know what CANVA is, I put a link in the description. You can check it out. They have a free version and Canva is key. It is a key tool for you to use if you are going to be making content, especially right here on YouTube. I actually did a video and I'll link it right here where I talk about the 3 tools that I believe are essential if you are going to be creating content and especially creating content on YouTube. So I go over to Canva and I'll show you right here in a video so you can kind of get a feel for what that looks like. And one thing about Canva is they have tons of templates. So that's a really great starting ground. And remember, you did research in step 2, you looked at other YouTube thumbnails for inspiration. And so now it's time to adapt your thumbnail to mimic, to look similar to those thumbnails that you found in your research. And then you bring your photo in and you're able to remove the background. Canva does all the heavy lifting. If you know how to use Canva, and it removes the background for you, I lighten the photo just a tad, and then boom, my thumbnail is ready to go. As I'm creating the thumbnail, I think about the colors that I'm using as well. So when you are doing your research, pay attention to the different colors, the backgrounds, the types of font that you're seeing, because that is important. You want yours to stand out, and colors and font, that can all help with that. The 5th step for me is I just reuse my templates. Yes, I don't try to reinvent the wheel every single time. I have a roster of thumbnails and I use them over and over again. I may change the font or the color to go with, the background or to go with whatever I may be wearing in that particular video. But at the end of the day, I don't try to recreate the wheel every time. One thing about content creation and getting into YouTube is you want to be efficient. You want to be efficient because one thing I know is your time is valuable. Even for you to have made it this far in this video, I so appreciate you. I'm so grateful because I know how valuable your time is. And I also know you could have been on anybody else's channel watching their videos, and yet you chose to be right here with me on Think Different Daily. So I get how valuable your time is. And one thing about me when it comes to making extra money, when it comes to helping other people make extra money, is I look for ways to provide simple, practical strategies so that you can be efficient and also see results on the other side of that efficiency. That's my 5-step process that I follow when it comes to creating thumbnails. It's trial and error, right? So you have to see how your videos are performing, check the analytics. If my videos are showing up on YouTube's main page, YouTube is suggesting them on that main homepage, that is a clear indication. If the video is getting lots of impressions and reach, that's a clear indication that people are paying attention to your thumbnail. If your videos aren't getting a lot of reach, you're not seeing a lot of views, well, maybe you need to make some adjustments, not only to your thumbnail, but maybe to your title as well. The main thing is to focus on providing quality content that is going to either educate or entertain, inspire, but make sure that your content is solid. And then you can work on the YouTube thumbnails. It's, I didn't have it all figured out. I look back at some of my older thumbnails and I'll tell you, they're pretty sad, but you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. And as you continue, you will just get better and better and more efficient too. So beautiful people, my name is Jennifer. I don't know if I said that at first, but if you've been here, you already know. Welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm Jennifer. And I am so glad that you hung out with me throughout this entire video. Now, if you've made it this far, drop a comment and let me know that you made it this far by just saying thanks. Now, until the next one, beautiful people, bye for now.